Let's make some authentic rice noodles. Let's go. What's good guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chef Sachin and this is episode 3 of my food diaries. So during the first episode of season 2, I asked you guys if you wanted to see me make rice noodles from scratch because I did use a packet in that episode. If you do want me to make rice noodles from scratch, comment noodle boy down below and I'll see what I can do. And loads of you guys commented noodle boy, so here I am making some rice noodles from scratch. I'm kind of scared though, because obviously I've never made rice noodles before. When I did look up the recipes, it looked pretty simple, pretty straightforward, so I'm hoping it does go to plan. But this is actually what I'm going to eat and feed my family for dinner tonight because we're having ramen. If it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna get a load of questions. I'm like, why there's no dinner?
What was the reason? I had a reason. What was the reason? What was the reason?
So it turns out we don't actually have like a noodle extractor or extruder or anything like that. We don't actually have a potato ricer either. So the only other thing I could find is a brass sancho, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's basically this. And we use this to make batorinise, gatia, and it does have this like small hole attachment. Is very noodle-like. So I think this will work quite well, but we'll have to see. Okay, so some of the recipes I found, they varied quite a lot because some used tapioca starch, rice flour, potato starch, corn flour, all of that same stuff. So the original recipe I was actually going to use, I didn't read it properly and it said that I needed to ferment the rice, flour and water mixture for 4 days. So I did find another recipe which uses potato starch and rice flour. Don't have any potato starch, but I'm gonna substitute it for corn flour because pretty much it does the same stuff. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh out my rice flour, my corn flour, my boiling water, and then I'm just gonna mix that with a whisk gently just so everything's all combined. So it does say that we need to knead the dough for like 8 to 10 minutes. And I don't really fancy kneading today, so I'm just gonna whack it in my stand mixer I've got here off to the side. Let that whiz up for around 10 minutes. Hopefully we have a very smooth dough which we can put into this noodle extruder. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I do these food diaries. It's all a learning curve for me. I'm just trying to like progress and like just learn new things as well as a chef. So I don't think this is a learning thing though. I'm just a bit stupid. So I made the dough here and it did look really dry. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure why. Like, pretty much I followed the recipe, how it is. And then like, I was like, oh, maybe there was a typo. So I had you even saw me add like a little bit more corn flour. I was like, maybe that will help, maybe that will help. And then I looked at the recipe again and then I looked at like what I had here. And my dumbass bought ground rice. Instead of rice flour. So that's the reason why it kind of looks a little bit crusty. So I'm going to start this again, use rice flour instead, and hopefully we'll get the desired texture we need to make these rice noodles because I don't want anyone to fight me because there's no food on the table tonight. So about 10 minutes now, and as you can see the dough looks nice and smooth. I did have to add a little bit more boiling water and vegetable oil, but don't worry, I'll put the full recipe down in the description box. I'm just going to let it sit for around 5 minutes just to rest. Okay, so the rice noodle dough has been sitting here for around 5 minutes now, so I'm just going to take a portion of it. I'm going to put it into our rice noodle extruder thingy. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which side you put it down, so I'm gonna put the disc in like that so you can see the holes at the bottom. Make sure just to push it down a little bit, clean the sides, then I'm gonna place this thing on top. And I've just popped the lid back on here, and some of it's already starting to come out, which is what we want, and it looks like noodles. So we're just gonna head over to the boiling water, squeeze them in, and then I'll cut off the bottoms. It said on the recipe 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then we need to take them out and plunge them directly into the ice water again, so it completely stops the cooking process and completes the jellification of the rice noodles. Okay, so as you can see, it works. So I've got the rice noodles here. I've still got them in a bit of water, but there you go. I made rice noodles. It's pretty sick. Once all the rice noodles were cooked and placed in the ice bath, then I strained it, rinsed it, because I watched a couple of videos and they say you need to rinse it twice just to get some of the starch off. So I rinsed it twice, and this is its second bowl of cold water. And yeah, it looks really good actually. Texture's there, everything's there, so I'm very happy. The only thing is that I kept the water on a rolling boil. I think that's what broke it apart, because if you have a look, quite small strands of noodle.